there's a lot of stuff around out here.
So there's a lot of stuff around out here, but most of, like, a lot of the stuff that we bring back comes from Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and stuff like that. And it's the same climate as here. It's high desert and there's no humidity. So even though it snows out here, it doesn't rust.
Right.
You know, and that's the big thing. And it's funny you say New York because, I don't know, 80–90% of my customers are all East Coast guys.
Are they?
I mean, all these trucks leave and go to the East Coast because there's nothing left out there.
Well, my Scout 80 I'm doing right now, I got a 62 Scout 80 and it came from Montana.
Yeah.
I bought it in New York, but the guy
Came from Montana.
came from Montana. His son, same as me. His son is in Montana.
There's Montana plate, Montana plate,
Yeah.
Montana plate. There's Montana, Montana. I mean, there's a lot in here. So
Absolutely.
I lived there for a long time, so I got a very good lay of the land out there.
Nice.
But those couple of scouts you're asking about were in the corner. Right?
Okay.
Believe it or not, that's a Montana one, but it does have rust from all the mag slide. So actually, I have another sub for that truck. That's factory turbo diesel. That's a 3.3 liter turbo diesel with a 4-speed. It's got Dana 44s. It's got factory lockers. It's already got a spring over lift on it. It's actually a really good running driving truck. It needs a tub, which I have sitting already. So you take both of those. Right. There's a Scout 2. This is an Oregon truck. It's actually from right here in Bend. Been here almost its whole life. Not rusty, not rotten. Guy pulled the carpet out at one time. The carpet never went back in. It was something he drove. I've got the door panels. It needs just tinkering stuff, you know. But it's a driver. You can jump in it and drive to Bend right now.
And this is the kind of stuff in New York. I mean, what do you know if you're selling the stuff out there? This is the kind of stuff in New York. You either get guys that want full blown blasted, right, you know, nuts and bolts, everything, or you want guys that want drivers, you know.
Yeah, and this driver, and I know this just because I know the market well enough, and you tell me if I'm off. This is a driver with door panels and carpet in it on the East Coast. It's 40, 45 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little high from what I would think, but you're not crazy.
No, it goes up every day.
You're not crazy with
No.
that.
And that's not what I'm selling it for. Right. I'm not that guy. But you know, I like to be able to keep the business going and sell something and make it so we can keep this going. But I don't need to be the guy that's crazy. You know.
Yeah.
So this one's for sale. That one there, so that's a one-owner truck. That's a really great story. So the gentleman that I got that truck from told me, he saw us on YouTube and Instagram and everything else, and he bought that truck brand new in Portland, Oregon, right over here in the valley. It's been to Alaska, it's been all over. He served in the military, and he's one of those guys that, like, I don't know how many he's left. He served at Pearl Harbor.
Oh shit, yeah. There's not that many left.
He's 90 this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when he's one of those guys that he shakes your hand like this, he grabs it and he grips it, but then he pulls you in.
Pulls you in.
You remember that generation?
I do.
Yeah.
My father was that
Yeah.
generation.
He damn near crushed my hand when he
Oh,
shook my
yeah.
hand. And he's walking with a cane.
Yeah.
But that's a Scout Terra, original paint and interior, 345, automatic, power steering, power brake. It's got a little rust in the rockers and the wheel wells like they all do, but it's all there. And it's a driver. And it's a one-owner truck. And I've actually got new rockers for it. I just haven't done the metal work yet.
Now are these, and I'm learning a lot of stuff, and especially this era I'm learning a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, do they do the same as this? Do they have a full top that would go on this?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
So
So it's
this
the same. It's the same.
So the
purpose.
Terra, that's called a Traveler. It's a longer wheelbase, 118-inch wheelbase. The Scout 2s, these are all Scout 2s, right?
Okay.
But this Scout 2 here, that's a 100-inch wheelbase.
Right.
That's what most
Same
of
as
them
the
are.
800s and stuff
Correct.
like that.
That's a Traveler. That's a 118 wheelbase. This is a Terra Traveler, 118 wheelbase, but it has the pickup top. These are actually the most rare ones. These are really hard to find as a pickup truck because it has an actual tailgate. Those have a hatch that's fiberglass that comes all the way down and opens like a clamshell, so you don't even have a tailgate. So this can be converted to one of those, and one of those can be converted to one of these, but nobody sells the parts, so you got to find somebody with a top, with a header panel and a tailgate and everything else to convert it to a truck. So if you find one like this, if you did the metal work on this and put wheels and tires on this and take it to the East Coast, this is one of those things that, like, there's none of them out there. There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't see these. I mean, just starting to look around the last few years, you don't see a lot of these.
And it's cool because the top still comes off like a Scout, but you got a pickup.
Okay.
So that's what I like about them.
These are cool. They're just cool.
Yeah.
They're all, you got to have the vision to see it, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you do.
They're just cool.
Yeah. So these are all. This is runner driver. That's runner driver. That's runner driver. I mean, like when I say runner driver, like you can drive to town. Like all the lights work, the heater works, gauges work, everything. So.
And see, you don't find it. What I'm finding on the East Coast, when you find them there, they've been sitting in a fence row for a while, and they're just, you know, they're blown out in the rockers, they're blown out in the floor pans.
All the East Coast guys that I know will tell me, like, man, I can rebuild. I have every drivetrain part that I need that I can rebuild and make a new truck. I just have no sheet metal.
Right. Yeah.
I need it, you know, and they'll buy it as a. They'll buy stuff from me that's just a rolling chassis.
Right.
Doesn't even have a motor training in it because they have 50 of them.
Yeah, we got the
but
motors out there.
They just need the body.
Yeah.
I sell just tubs to the guys on the East Coast too because they have a truck that's complete and everything's nice. The interior's still good and it's a good running driving truck and the tub's gone. So they'll buy the whole tub and swap the tub instead of doing all the metal work.
I mean, that's what we're running into now with the 62 Scout 80. We're buying the metal work now. We're doing the rockers on it now. We're going to have to do the work because other than like the floor pan, you go to the floor you can buy.
You can buy
I mean,
that.
we built the. I mean, it's easy to build.
Sure.
Until you start getting into this stuff, then it's harder to build.
Yep.
You know.
100%.
But no, it's fun and this is why I wanted to stop out and see what you have going on here. Now, how do you arrange any kind of shipping yourself?
So I have two guys that I use on a regular basis that go to the East Coast on a regular basis.
Right.
And what I do is I'll, like, say you buy a rig, I'd sell you the rig and we'll do everything we need to do.
Yeah.
And I put you in contact with them and they'll schedule a delivery to you and you just pay them when it shows up.
Okay.
Super simple. But it's guys I've used hundreds of times.
Yeah.
So I know that they're going to get it there. It's going to be a good deal and they'll take care of the rigs and stuff like that.
I've got a guy out there, but he doesn't come out here as often as, he comes out a couple times a year. So you got to really schedule spring or fall and go that route.
And then it's like, oh, I should probably buy 2 or 3 if I can put him on his truck because he's only coming a couple times a year.
Exactly.
Well, and I've got several shops that I deal with on the East Coast that buy a lot of these trucks like in this condition, and they take it back there, and then they sell it as a restoration to a client.
What's a ballpark on your end to cost to ship one of these back?
About $2,500.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was going to say.
And diesel's going up every day, so that's always changing.
Especially after today.
Yeah, well, no.
We'll see what happens.
Yep. Who knows?
But.
So you factor that in, but then if you, both of my guys have 53-foot 3-car trailers that go back there. Yeah. If you put 3 on and it's going to one place, he'll cut the rate because he's full trailer going A to B. Yeah. And then he'll get another load there and come back. Yeah. Yep. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm saying. With my son out here, I can see myself, making a little bit of wheeling and dealing at some point here, we'll see.
Well, and I'm happy to do it, and I'll work with you on it because it's one of those things where if you can take it back there and you can do some work to them and you can make a few bucks and keep yourself busy, and I'm able to sell you a couple rigs and you can make some money and I can make some money. That's a great. I'm happy to.
I don't really want to get into the full frame off stuff.
No.
I want to get it running. I want to sell to the guys that want drivers. I want them to use them. I want to see them on the road. I don't want them to see them out there.
And all of these are perfect examples of that, where that one with the tub swap, that's a little more work, but this one would be easy. This one's just rockers and fender wells. And I wouldn't paint this. I would just fix what's here.
No, this has got way too much paint to mess with.
Well, and it's original paint. It's original stripes. Like these buff out. These come out nice.
Oh yeah, no,
they come back with wet sanding and buffing.
Absolutely.
They come back.
Absolutely.
I don't like to paint any of these trucks. If it was up to me, I wouldn't paint any of them. Make sure you guys like, tag, share, and follow, and help us continue to tell the stories of these trucks.